Hi guys, Brock Olson here. So this video is going to be inspired by a conversation I was having amongst some friends this past week. One of them came up to me and said, Brock, I've been talking to this guy, we've been dating for about 2 or 3 weeks, but we've also had a couple of awkward text exchanges and I'm wondering if I might have scared him off. So I took her phone. Within about 30 seconds, I spotted the 3 biggest mistakes that most women make whenever they're texting a guy. So without turning that evening into a dating lesson, I just explained, ladies, you communicate with such a higher level of vocabulary and vernacular that guys just typically don't use or need to. You express yourselves through words. We express ourselves through actions. I just want to reiterate, the purpose of texting is not to carry on conversations. It's to just keep the communication alive so that you can have some fun throughout the week. But communication through texting is only supposed to be to set up meetings and get-togethers. You're not supposed to be having long drawn-out conversations and checking in throughout the day. And it's because we're using texting inappropriately as though it's an adequate way for us to really get our emotions and thoughts across. That's not what texting is supposed to be for. And because of that, these 3 texting mistakes happen repeatedly over and over. So in this video, I'm going to give you those 3 mistakes and how to not make them ever again. So the number 1 mistake is so common, I'm willing to guarantee that every woman that's watching this video has actually made it at least once in their life. And it's the feeling that you must send every thought and emotion that you're having, and he's got to have that right now. So you send it in a huge paragraph, everything that you're thinking, and it's so detailed and so thought out, and you send it and then you wait and then you wait. And even if he replies to it, it's not going to be an adequate reply because it's just not possible for somebody who's not feeling what you're feeling at the moment to reply adequately enough for you to ever be satisfied. This type of conversation should never ever take place through a text. I know that you want to get everything out and you want it to be known as fast as possible, and so that's why you send it. But this is so detrimental and it pushes the guy away because it's just a flood of information. It almost comes off as like you're barking at him, like you're yelling at him. It's just one-sided, and that's not how you're trying to come off. I know that. I know that you're just trying to express how you're feeling, what your thoughts are. But the way that it comes across, it doesn't allow him to reciprocate anything at the time, so he's just reading one-sided view of the relationship and he never gets to interject anything about himself. If you ever feel like you really need to send that long paragraph, just put it into a note-taking app because it'll feel really good to be able to get those thoughts and emotions out, but at the same time, you don't damage the relationship by sending all of that information to him at one time. And then it allows you to be able to go back to those thoughts and emotions, digest them a little bit, and that is how personal development and growth happens. So the second most common mistake I see is sending the text, "We need to talk." I kid you not, there is nothing more bone-chilling than reading this text from the person who we've just started talking to. It's like, holy crap, we've only been dating or talking for a couple of weeks. What have I possibly messed up now? Because the last thing that any guy's gonna wanna do once he receives that text is actually talk to you. If you need to talk to him, do it face-to-face or give him a call. Do not preempt your conversation with a, "we need to talk." That is one of the most negative sounding phrases that can ever be typed through texting. It's just one of those that you just need to stay away from. So instead of sending that text, say, "Hey, I'd like to get together soon. When are you available?" It's really that simple. Do not send, "we need to talk." It just shuts us down, makes us not ever want to see you again. So the third mistake text that I see the most often is asking, "So what are we?" This has got to be one of the most inappropriate text messages. This condescends everything that a relationship should be about. You should never have to ask what the status of your relationship is through a text message. That is one of those moments that calls for a face-to-face interaction. If you respect your relationship and are trying to build something, do not make these texting mistakes that I see so often. Yeah, we have some people that are really good on the keyboard, but for the most part, We need to see each other's body language and facial expressions. You need to hear the tone of their voice, the sincerity, the anger, the sadness, in order to make those types of communication exchanges. Relationships are already hard enough. You're making it so much harder on yourself by trying to express yourself through words on a screen. So my advice is to always have these conversations face to face. And I promise you, whatever you're trying to communicate will be done so much more thoroughly and with so much more understanding. I hope you all found this video of value. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next week.